Hello and welcome back to another edition of Delectably Different in the Kitchen, and today I am making one of those delicious treats that almost everybody I know loves, and that is a German chocolate cake. Now, the thing is, if you eat gluten-free, you still want some of those delicious indulgent treats. So I'm going to be showing you how to make it gluten-free. So today, enjoy a gluten-free German chocolate cake. All right, to get started, we have 2 cups of gluten-free flour in our bowl. As you know, my preference is the Bob's Red Mill all-purpose gluten-free flour blend, but whatever you choose to use, I'm sure will work. You can also throw in here 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and half a teaspoon of salt. And that is gonna be our dry ingredients. So we're just gonna make sure this is all incorporated together. All right, we're gonna be moving on to our creamed ingredients, which what we've already done here, separated 4 egg yolks, which we have in the bowl with our sugar and our butter. We also have in a bowl by itself the egg whites. We'll get onto that later. We've also already melted down using a double boiler method, a half a cup of water and 4 ounces of unsweetened baker's chocolate. And that's the key. You want it to be unsweetened because we're gonna be making a rather sweet and indulgent caramel gooey topping, so you don't want the cake itself to be overly sweet. So 4 ounces of unsweetened baker's chocolate melted down with half a cup of water. So what we're gonna be doing is using an electric mixer. We're gonna be creaming 1.5 cups of regular organic sugar and half a cup of regular brown sugar. And we're also gonna be putting 1 cup of softened butter. And I'm using the Kerrygold salted butter just to help balance out those flavors. And we also have in the bowl already the 4 egg yolks. To this mixture, we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of organic vanilla and 1 teaspoon of a rum extract. We're also going to be putting in that melted chocolate from earlier. Now that we have that creamed together, we're going to be bringing our dry ingredients back into the picture. We're going to be doing this in about 3 portions, alternating it with a cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can check out my video on how to make your own homemade buttermilk because it's going to help with the fluffing and making it even that much better. We're gonna go in with our spatula, spoonula, whatever you wanna call it, and scrape down the sides of your bowl and make sure to check the bottom as well. And then we're gonna go in one more time with the mixer and we're going to just make sure everything's all whipped up. All right, so we have our creamed and dry ingredients all mixed together. Remember those egg whites from earlier? We're gonna whip those up. So using a hand mixer again, but switched out with the whisk attachment, we're gonna be whipping these up to where they're just light and foamy. We're gonna be adding this into our cake batter and then slowly and gently folding it in. After that, we're gonna divvy it up between 3 already prepared greased 9-inch round pans, and we're gonna be putting them into our preheated 350-degree oven. Now that we divvied up the cake batter between the 3 pans, we're gonna put it into our oven and allow it to bake for about 30 minutes. To start out our gooey, delicious sauce, we're gonna be having in our pan here 1.5 cups of Kerrygold salted butter, 1.5 cups of organic white sugar, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And this is why I said we are not gonna have a super sweet cake, because this is a very indulgent topping. We're also gonna be adding to this 2 cups of sweetened condensed milk. So small pieces of cake will be quite satisfying with this one. over low, medium heat. We're just gonna melt this all down together. After the sweetened condensed milk, we're gonna be adding in 8 egg yolks. And I know that seems like a lot, but that's what's gonna make this delicious and creamy, almost kind of like a custard caramel. Now, don't be wasteful, don't get rid of your egg whites, hold them to the side. You can keep them in the fridge in a jar, and you can always make a meringue or some kind of other dessert that is based on egg whites, so don't be wasteful. Our sauce came to a light boil, so we're gonna take it off the heat and add in our 3 cups of coconut and half a cup of chopped pecans. You're gonna see that the sauce is still a little bit loose, but that is okay. We're going to put this in the fridge to allow it to cool while the cakes are cooling themselves. And when the cakes are cooled, this should be nice and set up and perfect for using for frosting. And there you have it, a delicious chocolate cake topped off with a German chocolate gooey icing. Now, if you take this recipe, change it up, or just try it, make sure to leave us a comment below. And as always, click the subscribe. Until next time.